Hello, welcome back to Bible for Nerds. Today we will be discussing one of the most important figures in the New Testament, Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is one of the most enigmatic and influential figures in Christian history. Mentioned by name in all four canonical Gospels, she is known as a devoted follower of Christ, a witness to his crucifixion, and the first to encounter him after his resurrection. Her image, however, has been distorted and reshaped over centuries, sometimes revered as the Apostle of Apostles, while other times is misrepresented as a repentant prostitute. Beyond the canonical Gospels, Mary Magdalene appears in Gnostic texts where she is portrayed as a spiritually enlightened disciple, even in rivalry with Peter. Over the centuries, her legacy has inspired countless works of art, literature, and theological reflections. While her symbolic significance continues to evolve in modern religious and secular discourse, this video explores Mary Magdalene's historical identity, her portrayal in religious texts, her role in Christian and Catholic traditions, and her influence on art, culture, and spirituality. Let's start with historical context and her background. Mary Magdalene's name derives from Magdalena, a fishing village on the west shore of the Sea of Galilee. The name Magdalene signifies that she came from this region. Magdalena, or modern day Migdal, was a prosperous town with a thriving fishing industry, known for its trade culture and diversity. Um, Archaeological evidence reveals synagogues, houses, and fish salting industry, indicating that the town was relatively affluent. Uh, Mary Magdalene lived during the time of Roman occupation in Judea, where Jewish society was largely patriarchal, patriarchal, patriotic. Women's roles were typically domestic, but wealthier independent women sometimes support religious movements financially. The gospel, the gospel Luke 8, verse 2 and 3, describes Mary as one of the women who provided for Jesus and his disciples, suggesting she had means and influence. Her association with Jesus as a disciple challenged traditional gender norms of the time, as female followers were uncommon for a Jewish rabbi, as Jesus was, in fact, Mary Magdalene in the Gospel first appears in Luke 8, verse 2 to 3, where she is identified as one of the women whom Jesus healed of 7 demons. The exorcism has been interpreted literally as casting out of evil spirits, or metaphorically as the healing of a mental or physical affliction. Along with Joanna and Susanna, she is described as financially supporting Jesus' ministry, a role indicating her prominence and independence. Although not named at every event, Mary Magdalene is often associated with the female followers who accompanied Jesus during his ministry. She likely witnessed many of his miracles and teachings, making her an important figure in early Christian community and early Christianity. Mary Magdalene is also one of the few disciples present in the crucifixion. In Mark 15:40 to 41, she is named among the women watching from a distance. Her presence at this tragic moment underscores her unwaveringly loyalty, while most of the male disciples fled in fear. The Gospel unanimously agrees that Mary Magdalene was the first to encounter Jesus, resurrected. In John 20, verse 11 to 18, Mary weeps outside the empty tomb only to see Jesus, but mistakes him for a gardener. When he calls her by name, she recognizes him, symbolizing the intimacy of her devotion. Jesus commissions her to tell the disciples of his resurrection, making her the first evangelist of the risen Lord. In Western Christianity, Mary Magdalene was incorrectly conflated with several other women, including the sinful woman who anointed Jesus' feet in Luke 7, verse 36 to 50. Mary of Bethlehem, the sister of Martha and Lazarus, who also anointed Jesus' feet. This conflation solidified by Pope Gregory I in a homily in 591 CE established the image of Mary Magdalene as a penitent prostitute, a view not supported by the Gospels. In contrast, the Eastern Orthodox Church honors Mary Magdalene as an equal to the apostles. She is revered as the first witness of the resurrection, a role granting her apostolic status. In Orthodox tradition, she traveled to Rome and preached the gospel, even confronting Emperor Tiberius. Mary Magdalene is also included in Gnostic and apocryphal text. In this Gnostic text, Mary Magdalene appears as a spiritual leader, sharing the historic wisdom revealed to her by Jesus. She conveys the mystical teachings about the soul's ascent after death. Peter challenges her authority, suggesting tension between the male and female leaders of the early church. In the Gospel of Peter, in this text, Mary Magdalene is described as Jesus' companion and as someone he loved more than the other disciples. The text suggests intimate spiritual closeness through interpretation of a romantic relationship is debated. The Gospel of Thomas also includes her. This text features mystical sayings of Jesus, with Mary playing a minor but significant role in symbolizing spiritual insights. Mary Magdalene has also influenced art, literature, and culture. In medieval art, Mary Magdalene is often depicted as a penitent sinner, holding a jar of ointment or long hair covering her body. In the Renaissance period, she appears in the depictions of the crucifixion and the resurrection, symbolizing her repentance and grace. And in modern literature, she has been reimagined in works such as the Da Vinci Code, which portrays her as Jesus' wife, a controversial fictional interpretation. Modern scholars and feminists have sought to restore Mary Magdalene's true identity, emphasizing her role as a spiritual leader rather than a repentant harlot. Mary Magdalene is venerated in churches, with relics housed in Saint Maximin la Sainte Baume in France. Her image remains a symbol of faith, redemption, and female spiritual authority. Mary Magdalene's legacy is one of devotion, mystery, and resilience. Despite centuries of misrepresentation, she remains a central figure in Christianity, symbolizing faith, courage, and spiritual leadership. Whether viewed through the lenses of tradition, mysticism, or modern feminism, Mary Magdalene continues to inspire and awe devotion.